we get moving. There we go, that's a little bit better. So I know for many of us, I'm sure it's been a stressful 24, 48 hours. And so hopefully you were able to get some sleep last night. And either way, I'm proud of you for showing up today and taking this time for yourself. So although the world is a stressful place right now, I invite you to kind of not let that go, but don't let it overpower your mind as we get moving here. And if those thoughts and those stresses start to float in, notice that they're there, and then just allow them to continue along their way and bring your focus back into your breath, bring your focus back into your body, and continue to be proud of yourself all the way through our practice for showing up and for being here and taking this time for yourself today. And so as usual, let's get started with our scan of the body, starting from the top of the head and moving all the way down to the tips of the toes. And just noticing, as usual, how you're feeling without any judgment, noticing where those points of tension are, where you can give yourself a little bit of extra leeway today as we get moving, where you can maybe take poses a little bit more intensely or a little bit deeper because you're feeling particularly good today. And as we take that scan, let's take a moment to focus in on our breathing as well. As you inhale, allowing for that expansion of the chest, of the ribs, of the lungs, give yourself that space to pull all of that new air in. And as you exhale, find that little bit of extra relaxation and release. Let the shoulders come away from the ears. Let the muscles in the face and the jaw release and relax. Maybe any other points of tension that you found, if you can just give them that extra little bit of focus, that little bit of extra release. And as we take these first couple of nice deep breaths here, I want to invite you to find any range of motion that might feel good for you. So if you took that scan and the lower back's feeling a little tense, maybe it's a spinal twist as we get started. If the core is a little bit sore, maybe it's a lateral bend, maybe it's just a big stretch up towards the ceiling. Whatever you need in these next 4 or 5 nice deep breaths, I invite you to find a range of motion, or you can stay right in center and keep focusing in on your breath. Take these couple of moments. We've got about 3 more breaths here. And taking that final big inhale and exhale in any of those ranges of motion that you may have chosen, and then bringing it back to center. All right, so we are going to move through our warm-up ranges of motion as we get going here. So let's take this first moment and find 2 nice deep breaths. We're going to lead with our arms. So as you inhale, circling those arms out and up, stretching nice and big towards the ceiling, fingertips go up as high as you can take them, and then a big exhale to circle down and around. Let's do that one more time. Take it at your own pace. Big inhale brings us out and up. When you get to the top, take that second, find that extra big stretch all the way towards the ceiling, and then big exhale to circle down and around. Let's go right into our spinal twist here. So as usual, those arms can come up as we twist, or you can keep them low. So we can find that big inhale, either just for that long spine or to take those arms up, and then we'll twist over to the right side, taking that left hand around to the outside of that right leg and that right hand around behind the back, finding that nice spinal twist. And then I invite you to just flow with the pace of your breath. So each inhale can come through center. Again, those hands can stay low, or they can come up with each twist, either way that's comfortable for you, and then bringing it nice and easy side to side. So choosing one of those 2 options, finding your breath and keeping it moving with the pace of your breath. Use those inhales to come through center, find that nice long spine. Use those exhales to get a little bit deeper into that twist on either side. Fabulous. Let's find 2 or 3 more nice deep breaths. Make sure you even up, hit that left side, second or last. And when you finish that last one, that second or third nice deep breath, find 1 more inhale to come back to center. And if you were moving those arms up through center, just find that big circle down and around. bring it back to your comfortable seated position. Let's go right into our lateral stretches. So take your time finishing that last twist if you need to. And then when you get to center, let's find a big inhale. Take the arms out and up once again. Let's take that right hand down to the mat. Left arm comes up over top. Nice big stretch over to the side. And we'll just do this twice in each direction. So big inhale brings us through center. Let's find that second side. Left hand comes down, right arm comes up over top. Nice big stretch. Same thing one more time each direction. Inhale brings us through center. Exhale down to that first side. And one more time, change of direction. Inhale through center. Exhale, second side. And then one more big inhale brings us back up nice and long. And then our exhale circles down and around. All right, we're just going to stretch out the neck to finish out, and then we'll get right into a little bit of movement. We'll hit a little core first. So find our inhale for that long spine. And then with your exhale, go ahead and drop the chin to the chest. We're just going to nice and easy roll side to side. So bring that right ear to that right shoulder, and then back down through center for our half circles. Chin comes to chest, and then left ear comes to left shoulder. So again, this can go at your own pace. If you need to move a little faster or slower than I'm moving, that is totally fine. Just find that stretch that works for you this morning. Awesome. Let's go ahead and find 2 more nice deep breaths. And then when you finish that last deep breath, allow that exhale to drop the chin back to the chest. And then that inhale to bring that head back up nice and long. All right, we're going to get moving here. So we're going to start off with a little bit of core work. I'm going to turn to face the short edge of my mat so that I have a little bit of space behind me and a little bit of space in front of me. If you don't need to readjust, feel free to stay right where you are. And then we're going to start off with just a little stretch that'll get us into our roll up. So I'm going to unlace my legs, bend my knees, plant my feet. And we're going to start off with just a forward to backward movement using our hands. We're not rolling all the way down yet. Fingertips come behind the hips, open up through the chest. Nice stretch there. And then just walking them forward and placing the chest onto the thighs. So we're finding our spinal range of motion here, forward and backward. And feel free to find that arch in the lower back, up and towards the ceiling as the hands come behind. And then the spine rounds out almost as if into our cat position as we roll forward. So a couple times in each direction here, just keeping it up nice and tall. Go ahead and find one more time in each direction, and then we're going to land right in center when you finish those last 2 stretches. So when you finish those last 2, go ahead and find that long spine, sit it up nice and tall, and those knees are bent and those feet are planted. We're going to go right into our roll-ups. So we really want to use our breath to move us for these. Find that inhale to lengthen through the spine, to lengthen the arms. Our exhale, nice and slow, rolls us down. So I really want you to resist gravity, especially for this first one. Take it as slow as you can to come down to the mat, almost kind of float for a second there, and then roll it down. Our inhale brings those arms up overhead, that nice long spine, and our exhale pulls us up off the mat. Try to use as little momentum as you can to bring it up, but use those arms if you need to. At the top, our inhale finds our long spine, and once again, our exhale rolls us down. Keep moving at your pace, so try and keep that descent nice and slow and controlled. Our inhales find our long spine, and our exhales change our direction. So moving with the pace of your breath a couple times, either way here. Finding our kind of warm up for the core. Making sure you find your long spine at the top every time. So tucking that pelvis underneath, sitting up onto those hips. Fabulous. Give me 2 more, and then we're going to meet down on our backs. So 2 more all the way up, all the way down. Fabulous, fabulous work, you guys. Using your breath to guide you. I've got 1 more all the way up, and then we're going to meet down on our backs. When you get there, just go ahead and take a second, pull both of those knees into the chest. Find maybe a little rock side to side or in little circles. That nice range of motion there, maybe a little massage on the lower back. Alrighty, from here, we're gonna find a spinal twist. Take that left leg, extend it out long. Keep that right knee pulled in towards the chest. Take that left hand, put it onto that right knee. Take that right arm out long into our half T. We're gonna use the left hand to pull the right knee across the body into our spinal twist as far as you can get it. So if it lands on the floor, that's fine. But if you need a little float there, like mine does, maybe you put that left hand under the knee for a little bit of support. And just finding that nice, easy twist. Go ahead and look over that right shoulder to complete it up to the neck. Give me an inhale just to pull that right knee back to center. So that right knee is pulled in, that left leg is long, then we're going to pull that left leg about 3 inches up off the floor. You can go a little higher if you need a little bit less pressure on the core as we get started, but we're going to do our single leg stretch. So again, those toes are going to meet out long in the center as usual, and then we're going to pull that left knee in. Let's go a couple times side to side. So right leg extends out long to meet the left, and then we pull that left leg in. A little longer of a pause is going to challenge us a little bit more. A little lower for those feet is going to make it a little bit more challenging. But if you need that little bit of extra modification, a little bit of extra rest today, take the feet up a little higher. Keep it moving just like that. Working on warming up that core nice and controlled here. The head and shoulders can come up off the mat for a little bit more of a challenge, or if you need them to, they can rest down on that mat and just keep those legs moving. Nice, fabulous. Making sure they both meet out long for that extra challenge. Awesome work, you guys. Next time you pull that left knee in, I want you to keep it there and let that right leg meet the floor. So it's out long, the right leg comes down, the left knee's in. Let's find that opposite spinal twist. Right hand comes to the outside of that left knee, left arm goes out long, pulling that left knee over top. Once again, you can use that right hand for support, or if the knee comes all the way down to the floor, that also works. Looking over that left shoulder for that nice big spinal twist completed up to the neck. Fabulous. We're going to do that single leg stretch one more time. So let's pull that left knee back up to center. Go ahead and grab that leg, float the right foot off of the floor, lift the head and shoulders if you'd like that extra challenge, and then let's get it moving once again, same thing. That left leg goes out to meet the right, and then we pull that right foot in, getting it going just like that. Maybe you start to pick up the pace just a little bit on that opposite leg, but just make sure that both legs go long for at least a half second there, just for that extra challenge. So again, we're not bicycling the legs, we're not just alternating. They should both be long for a second. Keep moving here for another 5, 4, 3, 2, fabulous work, and 1. Pull those knees into the chest. Really brief, awesome. Bend the knees, plant the feet. We're gonna hit that posterior chain for our glute bridges. Right here, let's just go ahead and take it up. Take those hips up off the floor. Find that nice long line from the knees all the way down to the shoulders. And then we're gonna find that activation. So I want you to squeeze through the glutes. I want you to activate the core, pull the belly button in towards the spine. Activate through the legs. Press the feet down into the floor. See if you can tense the quads, the hamstrings, and then maybe you press those hands down into the floor under the hips to activate through the arms and the upper body. Take this second and just find that full body activation. Make this a really challenging exercise, even though it's just a hold. Nice, nice work. We're gonna stay here for another 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just briefly release those hips down, release that activation, and then we're gonna take them right back up. So go ahead and back into that glute bridge. We're finding that activation once again, and we're gonna find that march of the knees. So one knee is gonna pull in towards the chest. We're gonna transfer our weight onto that other side, and then it's gonna step back down, and we're gonna trade sides. For this one, I want you to make sure that you keep those hips nice and even. Keep that activation through that standing leg, through the core to keep those hips nice and high, and maybe you press those hands down to keep that activation through the upper body. Well, let's keep moving in this march for another 10 seconds. Don't forget to breathe. Fabulous, fabulous work. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and release those hips. All right. Now from here, let's go ahead and take those feet up towards the ceiling. We're going to do 4 of our double leg lower lifts. So those hands can be out wide in that A-frame, or they can be under the hips for a little more support. And we've just got 4 here, so let's take those feet down nice and low as you can get them, and then back up towards the ceiling for 1. Let's take it down for 2. And back up. Down for 3. And back up. And last one, take that fourth one, and then take those feet right up towards the ceiling once again. All right. Feet are back up. We're going to add to this. So something that I haven't actually done with you guys before in class, but if you've been in a Pilates class before, you will recognize we're going to do our support, or I guess also a yoga class. We're going to do our supported shoulder stand today, which also can count as a rollover for our Pilates. The hips are going to come up and over the head almost, and we're going to use those arms for support for our hold up. However, just to work our way up to that, we're just going to do a little hip lift to get us started. So I'm going to use my hands for a little support. I'm going to use my core. We're going to take the feet up towards the ceiling, lift the hips, and then back down. So if you've only got an inch or two, that's fabulous. If you've got a little bit more range and you can take those hips up a little bit higher, that is also fabulous. Work in the range that works for you. If you've never done this before, maybe it is just an inch or two. Just try and keep it controlled. Keep the core tense so that we're not just flopping those hips back down onto the mat. Now, all the way through this, you can stay right here. If this is a challenging enough movement, just nice and easy, keep it moving, getting those hips up and back down. If you're ready to take it up a notch, we can take it into our jackknife. So we're lifting those hips a little higher, a little more support through those hands. Up, we come almost into that supported shoulder stand. We're lengthening the body, and then we're rolling down nice and controlled. Again, this little inch or two hip lift is fabulous for this if you're not ready for that. Or we can find a couple of these, lifting up, use those hands for support, nice and controlled, roll down. Really using the core to control this one. I know it can be tough, fighting against gravity in the same way that we do for those roll-ups. And if you've done a couple of those jackknives and you're ready for that roll over, same concept, those hips come up, those toes tap almost over the head, and we roll down nice and controlled. This is our last one on that neck. If this is a little challenging on the spine, if you've got a hard surface underneath you like I do, we're going to change it up after this. Again, maybe you're still in those little hip lifts. We're just working on that. We're working on that core control. If you're in those rollovers or those jackknives, let's do 4 more. Nice and controlled here. Nice, fabulous work, fabulous work. I've got 2 more. Awesome job, you guys. We're gonna get a little flow in after this. We've got 2 more core exercises, and then we've got our flow. All right, so go ahead and take a little rest. We're gonna go into our supported shoulder stand. Like I said, 2 more core exercises, and then we'll hit a bit of a flow to finish this out today. So our supported shoulder stand is gonna be a really similar concept to what we just did, but we're gonna find a little bit of a hold. So I'm gonna take my hands, they're gonna come and support my hips. My feet go up towards the ceiling. I'm going to use my core to take my feet up and my hips off of the floor. Use my hands for a little support, and then I'm going to transfer them from here, bend at the elbows, place them on my lower back or my hips for that little bit of extra support in that shoulder stand. Now, if this is a little tough on the neck, I want to invite you to just find a glute bridge here and just kind of give the neck a little bit of a break. Plant those feet, lift the hips up. We're still working that core and finding that activation. We're going to hold in either of those 2 options for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Go ahead and nice and easy. Bring it down. Bend the knees, plant the feet when you get to the bottom. All right, second to last core exercise, we've got a 3-way crunch. Take those fingertips right behind the ears. As we crunch up the first time, we're going to send that right hand to the outside of that left knee. As we crunch up the second time, we're going to come right down the center. And as we crunch up the third time, the left hand comes to the outside of that right knee. Let's get it going just like that. Take it at your own pace here, so you can move a little faster or a little slower, depending on how you're feeling. And just kind of giving the neck a little bit of space to lift off the mat here after those rolling exercises. Keep hitting those 3 directions. We've got about 15 seconds here in this one. Nice work. Keep breathing. Fabulous job, you guys. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and release and relax. Our final core exercise that is just straight core today is going to be a bicycle. So go ahead and pull those knees up to our 90 degrees. Keep those fingertips right behind the ears. And we've got about 30 seconds here, so keep it at your own pace, keep it controlled. But we're taking opposite elbow to opposite knee and extending that other leg long. This time we are just gonna alternate legs. So those legs don't need to meet out long in the middle for this one. We're just alternating, pulling one knee in and then the other. Let's get it going. Keep it controlled. Maybe try and keep those shoulders off of the mat, lifting the head and shoulders a little bit higher than you normally would. We've got about 15 seconds left. Keep breathing here. Keep moving. A little extra core focus for us today. Nice work. Way to go, way to go. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a recovery pose, whatever that might mean. Maybe pull the knees in towards the chest. Maybe let those feet fall. And you do a little windshield wiper with the knees for that spinal twist. Whatever feels good here, take a second. All right, fabulous. Let's go ahead and roll it up to seated. And then we're gonna bring it on over to hands and knees. So go ahead and make that transition. Grab a sip of water if you need it here. And when we get to hands and knees, go ahead right into your cat and cow, just as usual to get the spine moving again. So wrists are under the shoulders, knees are under the hips. That inhale presses the belly towards the floor, lifts the chin and the hips. The exhale rounds the spine out towards the ceiling, tucks the chin in towards the chest. A couple times in each direction. Just a nice, easy flow here. And like I said, we're just kind of gonna get moving and get it going. We'll add on to this, but our focus for this flow, rather than moving quickly, is gonna be control and holding in kind of isometric positions. So while we've been doing pulses and movements like that for a while, we're gonna work a little bit more on control this week. So go ahead and find 2 more nice deep breaths, twice more in each direction for that cat and cow. When you finish those last 2, go ahead and just bring that spine back to center. Now, the very first movement that we're going to work on that control for is going to be our bear. So our bear pose starts right where we are. We're just going to find that kind of little float of those knees. So go ahead and curl. And then we're going to lift knees up 2 or 3 inches off of the mat, keeping them right under the hips. That core nice and tense here. Let's build for another 4. And 1. Next, you just go ahead and set those knees down. Fabulous. All right, double check. See. Wi-Fi has been giving me problems the last couple weeks, so just wanted to make sure. Okay. So go ahead. Curl this done once again, and we're going to find this to a transition to a down dog. It's going to be a nice and controlled, nice and slow movement. Toes curled, and lift and find a little hold. Right here, those knees are floating. We've got 4, 3, and 1. From here, step back to a high plank. Don't set those toes back to our high plank. When you get there, press the hips up and back into that. Take that second, find that stretch. Nice stretch of the hamstrings, maybe pedal out those heels. Awesome, fabulous. Here we're chaturanga, but we want to keep it, again, nice and slow and controlled. Toes, fabulous. Float the shoulders over the wrists. Again, 3 count down to the floor. So keep the elbows close. We've got 3, 2, and 1. Set all the way down. Nice. Okay. From here, let's just find a brief cobra. Let the top of the feet meet the. And then turn toes over, hips up, and back down dog. We're going to add on. So drop those knees down to the mat. Give those wrists a second if they need it. And then let's take that band. Curl those toes under. Lift those knees up. We've got that float for 4, 3, 2, 1. Take those feet back into that high plank position. Give me a hold here for 3, 2, 1. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Little pressure through all 10 fingers, making sure that the pressure is not just in the wrists. Nice. From here, we're going to find a 3-legged dog, right foot up and back. hip opener. So bend that right knee and open the right hip towards the right wall. The depth of this depends on how you're feeling today. So if you need to take it a little deeper, open up a little more, that's fine. If you need to close, that also works. Take that leg back long to our three-legged dog and then sweep it forward into our lunge. Take the pressure off the wrist, give them a second. Nice. From here, we've just got a brief crescent. Sweep those arms up. Keep that right knee bent. Awesome. Exhale, folds us back forward. Take the right foot back to meet the left, downward facing dog. Once again, we're gonna set those knees down nice and easy, start it over and add on. We've gotta hit that left leg. So knees come down, curl the toes under, right into it. Let's lift those knees for that float. 4, 3, 2, 1, step it back, plank. 4, 3, 2, 1, hips up and back, down dog. Awesome, three-legged dog, left leg. Press it up and back. Hip opener, bend that left knee. If you can, open it up a little bit. Find that big stretch through the hip. Take the left leg long. Once again, three-legged dog, bend the right knee, sweep it forward, lunge. Brief crescent to give those wrists a little break. Sweep the arms up. Awesome, exhale, folds us down. We're gonna step the right foot forward this time instead of backward. So bend through that right knee, step the right foot forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, long spine. Exhale, fold it forward, chair pose to add on for this one. So sweep those arms up, sink those hips back. Awesome, we're finding this hold for 3, 2, 1, stand it up. Exhale, folds us forward. Awesome, we're gonna step it back to our down dog. So bend those knees, plant the hands, step it back, press the hips up and back. Our super slow chaturanga comes next. Float the shoulders over the wrists, toes or knees is fabulous. We're taking that 3 count down. 3, 2, 1, and then press up into cobra, low cobra or up dog. Turn the toes over, hips up and back, down dog. Nice and gently set those knees down, bring it back to our hands and knees. Fabulous. Let's keep it moving. Bear pose, curl those toes under. Knees to that float. 3, 2, 1. Step those feet back, plank. 3, 2, 1. Hips up and back, down dog. All right, three-legged dog, right leg up and back. Really briefly find that hip opener if you'd like to, or keep that leg dog. And then lengthen that leg once again if you found the hip opener. Bend the left knee, sweep the right leg forward. We're back in that crescent lunge. Go ahead and sweep those arms up. Sink into that right knee. Find that little rest for the wrists if they're feeling a little bit tense here. We're going to use this transition to find a balanced pose. So we're going to step the left foot forward to meet the right, and then we're going to come into our warrior 3. Option 2, find that full warrior 3 if you're feeling good and you're ready to go into it. So I want you to hinge forward at the hips. We're going to step the left forward to meet the right. Keep that pressure on the right foot. And then we're going to extend the left back to wherever you need it to be. So maybe you keep that toe tapped down here. Maybe you lift it up into that full warrior 3. Maybe you pull those hands into heart center, or maybe you keep the arms extended long. Either one is fabulous. We're finding this hold for 3, 2, 1. Bend the right knee and set the left foot down. When you get there, find your balance and then bring it into that crescent lunge. So if you need a little adjustment, that's fine. Extend those arms up. Warrior 2. Turn the left heel down, open the arms. Reverse it, flip the front palm, peaceful. Exhale, cartwheels us all the way down. Right hand, left heel. We're going to step the left forward to meet the right, forward fold. Halfway lift, flat back, long spine. Fold it forward, chair pose. Sweep the arms up, sink the hips back. Awesome, 3, 2, 1, stand it up. Fold it forward. We're stepping it back to our high plank position and then pressing those hips up and back into our down dog. High to low through chaturanga, super slow and controlled, still our 3 count. Hips shift down, shoulders come over wrists, toes or knees is fabulous. 3, 2, 1, right up into that cobra or upward facing dog. Turn the toes over, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Nice and easy, set those knees down. We're back at hands and knees. Alrighty, let's hit that other side. Curl those toes under. Lift the knees off the mat. Here's our float for 3, 2, 1. Extend those legs back into that plank for 3, 2, 1. Hips up and back, down dog. Brief or hip opener for our three-legged dog. So press that left foot up and back. If you'd like to keep it here, you can. If you'd like to find that hip opener, you can. If you have found that hip opener, go ahead and lengthen that leg once again. Bend that right knee, sweep the left leg forward. Find our crescent lunge here. So sweep those arms up, sink into those hips. Fabulous. All right, so once again, we're going to use this as our transition to that balance pose. So we're going to step the right foot forward to meet the left, keep the pressure on the left leg, and then when you're ready, you can find any of those iterations that works for you. So maybe the toe stays down if you need a little help with the balance on this side. Maybe we start to lift up, and if you feel the pressure in the spine, pull those hands to heart center. We're in that opposite side balance. We're in this warrior 3 for 3, 2, 1. Bend the left knee, set the right toes down, readjust if you need to, and then find that crescent lunge. Fabulous. Warrior 2 next. Turn the right heel down, open the arms up. Let's find our peaceful. Flip the front palm, lift it up and back. Cartwheel all the way down. Left hand, right heel. Step that right foot forward to meet the left. Forward fold. Halfway lift, flat back, long spine. Fold it forward. Chair pose. Sweep the arms up, sink the hips back. 3, 2, 1. Stand it up. Fold it forward. Nice work, you guys. Bend the knees, plant the hands, step it back to our high plank position. And then press the hips up and back, down dog. We've got our high to low, chaturanga, toes or knees. Float the shoulders back out over the wrists. Keep the elbows close, bring it down for 3, 2, 1, and then pressing it up, cobra or up dog. So we're keeping that control, nice work. Turn the toes over, hips up and back, down dog. Fabulous work. Let's go ahead and set those knees down. All right, taking it for another round here, taking it up just an extra half notch. Curl those toes under, float those knees up off of the mat. 3, 2, 1. Take those feet back long into that plank. 3, 2, 1. Press those hips up and back, downward facing dog. Three-legged dog on that right side. Right foot up and back, nice and long. Hip opener if you would like it. Bend through that knee, open the hip. If you found that hip opener, go ahead, lengthen that leg. Bend the left knee, sweep the right foot forward into our lunge. Here we go. Sweep the arms up into our crescent. Take your time getting there. Find your balance. All right, option to take it up a notch or option to step forward first. So our first one is going to be pressing off into that warrior 3. Second option is going to be same as before. Step that foot forward and then find that one that works for you. Either way, we're finding that warrior 3. You can still pull those palms in together to heart center. That helps you keep that long spine. Once again, here we've got our 4, 3, 2. Nice work. Set that left leg down, bend the right knee, readjust, find your balance, and then bring it up into that crescent once again. Warrior 2, left heel turns down, open those arms, flip the front palm, lift it up and back. Our addition here is going to be our triangle, so go ahead, take it back out to center, lengthen that right leg, hinge forward at the hips, take those fingertips long, and then right fingertips come down, left fingertips come up. If you'd like to revolve this, you can, taking those left fingertips down, right fingertips open up. If you found that revolution, go ahead and bring those fingertips down. We're back in that regular triangle, left fingertips are up, and then use the core to come up to that nice long spine. Bend that right knee, cartwheel those arms down, right hand, left heel. Fabulous. Go ahead and step that left foot forward to meet the right, forward fold. Halfway lift, flat back, long spine. Fold it forward. Chair pose, sweep the arms up, sink the hips back. 3, 2, 1. Stand it up tall. Fold it forward. Bend those knees, set those hands down, step it back. High plank position. We're going right into that chaturanga, high to low, toes or knees. We've got that slow and controlled. So 3, 2, 1, and then press the chest up into cobra or up dog. Turn the toes over, hips up and back, down dog. And then nice and easy, go ahead and set those knees down. One more time, we've just got to hit that other side. Here we go, curl the toes under, lift the knees off of the mat. 3, 2, 1, step those feet back long into our plank. 3, 2, 1, hips up and back, down dog. Three-legged dog, left leg, up and back, nice and long. Hip opener option, you can bend that knee and open up, or you can keep it nice and long, whichever works for you. If you found that hip opener, go ahead and lengthen that leg, bend the right knee, sweep the left leg forward. We're in that crescent lunge, sweep those arms up, sink into that left knee, find your balance. Fabulous, 2 options for our warrior 3 here. So you can either press right off of this, or you can step the right forward to meet the left. Either way, we're finding that balance on that left foot. The toe can always be down, that little bit of extra help, or we can lift it up. Hands can come to heart center. We've got our 4, 3, 2, 1. Set that right toe down, find your balance, bring it to that crescent. Fabulous, warrior 2. Open up that right heel, those arms, reverse it, flip the front palm, lift it up and back. Go ahead and bring it back to center. We've got our triangle. Lengthen the left leg. Extend forward. Left fingertips come down, right fingertips come up. Option for your revolution. Right hand can come down, left hand can come up. If you found that, go ahead and bring that left hand down, right arm back up. Use the core, bring it up nice and tall. Bend that left knee, cartwheel the arms down. Left hand, right heel. Step the right foot forward to meet the left forward fold. Halfway lift, flat back, long spine. Fold it forward. Chair pose, sweep those arms up, sink those hips back. Final hold here, we've got 3, 2, 1. Inhale to stand it up, and just circle those arms down and around. We're in that standing position. Fabulous work, we're gonna finish it off standing. I'm just gonna turn to face you guys. We're gonna find some lateral stretches just to finish us off here. So we're in our mountain pose. Give me a big inhale to take those arms out and up towards the ceiling. Left arm comes down towards your side, right arm comes up over top. Inhale brings us through center. Opposite side. Inhale brings us up to center. Find that super long spine up top. And then exhale circles those arms down and around. You can either press the palms towards each other or interlace those hands behind the back. Open up through the chest for 3, 2, 1. Nice big release. And we're going to finish off with 2 nice deep breaths here. Give me a big inhale. Those arms out and up. One more time, just like that. This time, palms meet overhead. Inhale, brings us out. Palms meet right overhead, and we pull them from the center. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to join me. I have an awesome rest of your Wednesday. Take some time to take some deep today. I know it's stressful. And I will see you time. The light in me honors, light in you. As we say.